Hey babes, it's Lindsay here and I wanted to share with you my foundation routine. I did do a makeup tutorial on this, like on my makeup, like my eye makeup and my lips. So that should be up either before or after this. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy this foundation routine. Just so you know, I'm getting a cold, so I might sound a little stuffy, and that's because I am, unfortunately. But I need to film some videos, so this is just what it's gonna be. So I already washed and moisturized my face. So to wash my face, I use the CeraVe facial cleanser. It's a hydrating facial cleanser for normal to dry skin. My skin gets so dry this time of year, so I have to use something that will prevent it from being super dry. So I use that to wash my face, and it's been helping a lot more than what I was using before. And what I was using before was by Philosophy. It was the Purity face wash, and it's a great face wash. I like it for the summertime, but it was just irritating my skin, so I stopped using that. And then for moisturizer, I use the Renewed Hope in a Jar by Philosophy. I really like this stuff. I use the nighttime stuff for at night, of course, and I really love that too. So I guess I'm just gonna jump into my foundation routine. So for my foundation, I mix two foundations together. Typically in the summertime, I can use the Smashbox Studio Skin by itself, but for some reason this time of year it's just way too drying on my skin, so I've been mixing it with the Dermacol foundation, and this stuff is super high coverage, so you do not need a ton of this. So I literally just take like a little tiny dot of it and I put it on the back of my hand. So I just took like a teeny tiny dot, and then I do 3 pumps of this Studio Skin Finish by Smashbox, and I love this stuff. It really lasts amazingly, so I've just stuck with it. I've been using it for probably like a year or two now, and then I just kind of dab it all over my face. And if you see me looking over here, it's because I have a mirror on my desk, so it's just easier to look over there than look in the viewfinder. So I kind of just end up looking like this and then I just start blending it. And I use the Real Techniques sponge. And these sponges are so affordable. They're much more affordable than the Sephora beauty blenders, and I feel like they do the exact same thing, so I really like these ones. And then I just kind of bring it down onto my neck. And then I bring it onto my lids a bit too. So that's kind of what like one layer looks like. So then I still have a bunch on my hand, so I just kind of take my sponge and dab it in there, and then take whatever is left and put it on any like leftover redness that's peeking through. And you can kind of see that there's like a bit of a glow with this, and that's from mixing the two foundations together, because the Smashbox is super matte, so that does not give off like any dewiness. So I think that's why this time of year I have to mix the two. And that's like basically 2 layers. I don't really do like 2 layers on my forehead because it doesn't necessarily need it. So then there is the foundation. So then I go in with concealer, and I use this to brighten up under my eyes. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. I really love this stuff, but For some reason, whenever I use these doe foots like directly on my under eye gets really irritated. So I just like put it on the back of my hand, and they only take like about that much, not a ton. And I'll take this with my ring finger and I'll just put it under my eye and like in the other places that I want it. So I basically do that. I do like a little triangle. And then I put some on my eye because I really hate when my little veins show through. So I cover those. And then down my nose, basically the center of my face. And when I have a tiny bit left on my hand, I pick that up with my sponge and just dab it onto like the center of my forehead. So there is everything kind of blended together. Makes me look a little pale and crazy, so we gotta add some color back in. But first, I use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, and this is a translucent powder. It's actually called an Airbrush Silk Pressed Finishing Powder, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's translucent, and the sponge just fell out. But I don't use the little sponge with it. I use this brush. It's a Duo Fiber F50 Sigma brush. So kind of just swirl it in this stuff, tap it off a little bit, and then just kind of apply it in a bouncy motion. That way I don't like rub any of the foundation off. And when I'm using just the Smashbox, I don't set it at all, but with the other Dermacol foundation I have to, otherwise it'll like slide all over the place. That's all I do with that stuff. And then getting all close and personal, sorry people. And then I use, for bronzer, I've been using the True to Form Butter London palette, and it comes with 3 different shades, and I obviously use this one. This one's too orange, and this one is just super shimmery, so I really like to use this. It's matte and it's not as orangey. So I've been using my large angle contour Sigma brush. It's the F40, and I just make my lips go this way and apply it right in that crease. And I kind of bring it up along my hairline. And then I take some more and I bring it kind of along the top of my forehead. And then along my jawline. And then to even it out a little bit, I just go back in with my sponge. So it doesn't look as harsh. So then lastly, as part of my foundation routine, I do my highlighter. And I've been using the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette. And this is such a beautiful little palette. I typically use this shade, and that's what I'll use today, and that one is Prosecco Pop. So I like to apply it with my finger just because I don't know, I just feel like I get more product. So I just apply it right above my bronzer pretty much, and along my, whatever this is. and I just make sure it blends pretty good. And then I take a little bit and go above my Cupid's bow. And then the tip of my nose. And then right on my chin. And that's basically my foundation routine. Pretty good coverage, and it seems to hold up really well throughout the day. So I do really love the Smashbox. I do really love the Smashbox foundation by itself, but only in the summertime. And I don't really like this one by itself because it's oily and shiny. So I like combining the two and using a powder to kind of set everything in. So yeah, so that's just what works for me. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in our next video. Leave us some suggestions down below for what we should film for Vlogmas or for future videos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye babes.